Hey everybody, before I get started, I just want to mention a couple of ways that you can engage with me on a more personal level. I have a few avenues set up and I keep focusing on one, and I figured, why don't I make a short little video talking about all of them real quick before we get into these episodes. So first thing, Patreon. There's a link in the episode description, and every episode description to the Patreon, as well as a video on the feed called Major Announcement that has all the details of what each tier offers and how much they cost. I implore you to check that out. I offer a lot of cool shit for my patrons. Second thing, the Discord channel. There's also a Discord link in the episode description, and in every episode description, I have multiple channels set up there for each show that I'm covering, and it's a great way to just engage with me. I have a channel set up for MMA talk as well. I'm a big MMA fan, so if you're an MMA fan, you can check that out as well. There's a link to the Discord in the episode description. And then lastly, the Facebook and Twitter. Social media. Follow me on there. I post news on there. When I say news, I mean like, hey, I'm stopping covering this show. Hey, I'm starting covering this show. Let me know what you think about this. I do live watches of things on Facebook where like I'll check in and say, I'm watching so-and-so show. And then I'll like live comment while I'm watching it. And that'll be cool if maybe you watch that show too and you want to watch along with me, or you're watching it later and you will see my thoughts, which are usually pretty entertaining because I'm usually pretty high when I'm writing them. So check out all those links in each episode description, and let's talk about this episode. Peace.
One mic. Yeah. All I need is one mic. Yeah. All I need is one mic.
Hey everybody, welcome back to One Mic, and today I'm here to talk about episode 3 of FX's Justified City Primeval, entitled Backstabbers. So this episode title revolves around the dynamic between Raylan and his daughter Willa. He commits to trying to be a better father to her, and she remarks that he better not stab her in the back. But by the episode's end, she tells him that's exactly what he's doing. He is a backstabber because he is sending her back to her mother, and she's like, "Hey, you're a backstabber, motherfucker." I'm gonna get ahead, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm going to say it because I believe with absolute certainty that no one else is going to say it. I don't think this was a good episode at all. And it pains me to say it, as much as I love Justified as a series, but at the end of the day, it doesn't pain me to say it because that's what the fuck I thought of the episode. That's what I do. I commit to you guys that I'm going to tell you what I think, and I did not think this was a good episode. Like, this season must have a lot of episodes in it to fully commit to a third episode where barely anything happens. Like, let's briefly. I'm gonna do a brief exercise here, right? I'm not gonna just assert that nothing happens and then just talk shit and run my mouth and scream like my avatar. I'm gonna let's just revisit what the first 2 episodes set up so I can more easily talk about what I thought this episode didn't do. So in the first 2 episodes, we learned that Raylan and his daughter Willa were coming to Detroit for Raylan to testify in this trial. You remember the guys rear-ended him, and he found out they had warrants in Detroit. He took him up there. He's testifying in this trial. Keith David's completely over-the-top judge character is murdered along with his assistant in what appeared to just be a result of road rage from Clement, played by Boyd Holbrook. Clement is in Detroit. Him and this girl Sandy, who works at the casino, they're running scams on guys. This Albanian guy, Skinder specifically. They're staying at the home of another guy they're running the scam on. We also know that Clement has a past with Sweetie, where they rob drug dealers, and he apparently has some sort of power over him and their lawyer Carolyn. And since he's here and a judge has been murdered, Raylan is looped in to help solve this case and this situation. That about covers it, right? So let's talk about this episode. Sandy, Clement, and Sweetie are all questioned very hard at the beginning of this episode in the incredibly cliche and generic way you've seen in virtually every single interrogation scene ever put to film. It's been exactly like this. They tell each person, they lie to, this person's snitching. This person said this, yada, yada. And now you've wasted however much the fuck time doing something I've seen 8 million times to advance the story 0.00%. Like, congratulations. It was just it was like that was the feature. Like, let's have a really cool interrogation scene, and that's going to be enough to suffice, and we're not going to do really anything with it. And it's going to be just your generic fucking interrogation scene that you've seen 8 million times. Like, the only piece of plot advancement in this episode was Sweetie keeping Clement's murder weapon and approaching Carolyn with the idea of using it against Clement. Like, that's pretty much it. But yeah, like we spend a lot of time on that interrogation. And like I said, if you've never seen an interrogation film in anything ever, that was probably your shit. But I was watching, like, I've seen this 40,000 fucking times. Like, and it's providing nothing. And I'm gonna, not only did it provide nothing, but it provided stuff to dislike. But I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But so there's another plot line in this episode that follows Clement and Sandy while they're trying to complete their scam on this Albanian guy named Skinder. We sit through this whole scene where they're at a bar, and Sandy and Clement are pretending that Clement is her brother, and Skinder is planning to propose to Sandy, so he thinks that he's essentially trying to, like, win over the brother. And Clement, you know, they do another thing that you have seen 48,922 times in a television film where people are, like, trying to get somebody drunk. They're like, aha, and they don't drink it. Aha, we're not drinking. Okay, again, like, and it's like, no, I'm not even going to go on the tangent because I already know people are going to be like, oh, no, in the books. Like, I give a fuck about the book. Don't tell me about the fucking books in the comments. I don't give a fuck about the books. I'm not watching the books. I'm watching the show. I'm not judging it as an adaptation. Don't tell me what the fuck was in the books. I don't give a fuck what is in the books. But anyway, sorry, that was me being my avatar. Anyway, so they head to this secret room that Sandy told Clement earlier in the episode that Skinder told her that he had. And they expect to find a bunch of money, but he only has guns there because all of his money is in, like, crypto and NFTs and shit. So Clement kills him, probably because it happened off screen and we hear about it over a phone call that takes place over a different scene visually. So theoretically, you might have even missed that. And, like, that's it. Like, I don't even, like, we spent all that time on it and we don't even get to see the fucking guy get killed. And it feels like, kind of like, what's the point? Like, this Albanian scam thing has been consistent this whole time. We get to the end of it and it's like, oh, he doesn't have any money, and we're not even gonna, like, actually kill him on screen. And I'm like, why are we here? Like, what? Like, and I'm not saying that it's not gonna lead anywhere. It very well may, but it just kind of felt like, man, like what was the point of this? Like, I watched this whole fucking, like, charade and all of this, and it's like, oh, you don't have any money, shoot him. And it's like, all right. And okay, what's probably going to happen, the Albanians are going to find out that, the Albanians are going to find out that Clement killed Skinder, and then Skinder's brother is going to have to kill Clement's uncle, and then Clement's uncle is going to have to kill Skinder's brother's cousin. Like, you know, whatever the fuck that was, how Sandy explained that. Like, that's probably what's going to happen. That's what it's setting up. I get it. But like I said, it didn't feel like that shit mattered at all in this episode. Like, I felt like I watched a bunch of shit that it was just like, okay, well, that happened and that's it. But, you know, stuff like the slightly compelling racial stuff that I thought that they teased in the first two episodes, like, that wasn't in here. Like, that's gone. When it was gone, they killed the black judge. You know, like, I don't know if the Willa character is going to stay gone. She leaves at the end, like I said, but I sincerely hope so. Like, I'm sorry to be the Oliphant's daughter, but she's not that good yet. Like, it is what it is. Like, I don't want to shit on her, but like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and say she's an Oscar winner because someone who's never gonna watch my video might watch it. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say, like, I don't like her on the show. Like, I don't think she's very good. I don't know. I'm even a little salty about this episode being named after that aspect of the episode because I didn't even think any of that stuff was good or important. Like, I think my biggest problem with the show so far, though, is Clement. For me, he doesn't come off as scary. Like, he comes off as a nuisance. He comes off as, like, a fly that you want to swat. Like, it's a goofy, annoying nuisance who's, like, capable of murder, but, like, I only believe it because I've seen it on the show. But, like, I don't know. Like, we don't know shit about this guy. Like, I want to know who he is, where he came from, why he has so much control over powerful people in a primarily black city as a white man. Like, I'm curious about these sorts of things, but we don't learn shit about this guy. It's been 3 episodes, and they just have him do things like pop up at Carolyn's house in the middle of the night and flick cigarettes, which doesn't even remotely intimidate her. So why would I take it as, like, this is a form of intimidation? Like I'm not gonna take him seriously if the motherfuckers in the show don't. Like, she's like, yo, don't do that again, or I'm gonna fuck you up. Get out of here. Like, what? That's the exact kind of, like, energy that I feel from this guy is like, yo, get the fuck out of here before I smack the shit out of you. That's like how he comes off. And like I said, they undermine his intimidation factor, his badassness, by having her not even give a fuck. So why should I? And you know, and then he does other weird shit like, oh, like I talked about with the fucking interrogation scene. The only thing we get from that is what I think here is another failed attempt at making him scary, when really all it does by having him sing in the fucking tape recorder, it was stupid, it wasn't intimidating, and I think the creators think it comes off as like, oh, it's unpredictable, so it must be intimidating, it's mystifying, so it must be scary. And I'm like, I don't know, he just looked like a fucking dumbass to me. Like, I'm just like, this is stupid. Like, what is the point of this? Like, I don't know, it's just like, it's not intimidating, it's not like his doesn't have this foreboding presence. I just keep expecting all the characters to slap him around and tell him to shut the fuck up. Like, they're treating him like, the best example is Billy Bob Thornton's character in season 1 of Fargo. Like one of those like unstoppable forces of evil, but like still contained within a man. Like something that's like slightly stretches the boundaries of what a man can do. Like, that was kind of like what he was, Billy Bob Thornton's character was in Fargo. It was like, he's a man, but like he kind of do shit that just kind of stretches what a man should be able to do. And that made him kind of mystifying and kind of scary. Clement doesn't do anything special. He just walks around operating on his own reputation. Like, the problem is we don't know his reputation. So he doesn't intimidate me, he only annoys me. Like, I'm just like, I don't see why this guy, like, explain to me why I should be scared of this guy. Show me what makes him scary. Show me, explain to me what happened, what power he has over, say, Caroline, that makes her feel like he's somebody they need to get off of their back. You know, show me this. Give me these stories. Like, don't just have him walk around and be like, yeah, we'll make him be weird, and weird is scary. Like, no, it's annoying. Like, I don't know. Let's see, where am I? So, to be clear, I'm still in on this show. There's still a whole lot of interesting directions this can go, and there's a ton of potential. Only 3 episodes in. I don't know how many it is. If it could be 12, that could give you 9. These first 3 do kind of just feel like it's like, let's just get back in the swing of things. And then maybe they send Willa off. They kill off this Skinder guy. I don't know what the point of some of this stuff to start is, if it's not going to come back. But maybe they're setting this up to tell a different story in the remaining episodes. I don't know. But to me, it kind of feels like we're feeling the absence of Graham Yost. It doesn't feel as good as the original show to me so far, especially when we're watching Graham Yost kill it over on Apple TV with Silo. So it's kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like a lot of people are just like, yeah, Justified is back and I'm excited. And I'm like, yeah, Justified is back and I'm excited. But if I'm keeping it a buck, it's not as good. I'm just saying. Like, and I feel like no one else is going to want to say that because Justified is the shit. And I'm with you guys, but I'm sorry. I don't see an argument for this being a good episode. I'm not saying it's a bad episode. I'm just saying I don't see an argument for this being a good episode. So, I mean, hey, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm here for it if you guys want to give me shit about it. But, oh, one last thing, too. They got this side plot with Carolyn's ex, Jamal, who is Amin Joseph. He played Jerome on Snowfall. That they only seem willing to commit 1 scene to per episode. I'm just like, I don't even give a fuck about this. Like, they're not even... Amin Joseph wasn't even in the scene for this. It's just like... Jamal, I got a bill that has there's a lien on the house. You piece of shit. Bye. And it's like, that's it. I'm like, okay. Like, I don't even understand. Give me enough to make me at least wonder where this is going. Right now, I don't even care. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Ball that scene up and toss it away. I'm sure it'll make a difference later. But, like, give me a little bit more so that I could at least care. I'm like, okay, I wonder where that's going. Right now, I'm just like, all right, and there goes the Jamal scene. Amin Joseph or not. So that's all I got. I will see you guys next week for episode 4. Until then, peace.